Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome for the first time, maybe, to my new subscribers and my recently new subscribers. Today I am going to be adding rows to my subscriber blanket whilst I have a little chat about I don't know what yet. I'm at 525 subscribers now, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button and joining in on the rest of the fun that we're going to be having together. So 525 subscribers is 105 rows, so my crochet blanket is well over halfway. My knitting blanket, as I've mentioned before, I'm going to take that to 300 rows rather than 200, so that will go to 1,500 subscribers. So for now, we've just got the one that's going to be finished first will be the crochet blanket. I've already selected my colors, and I've just got to think of some things to talk about. Welcome back. Thank you for coming, and stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Maggie, and my mummy says you need to hit that like and subscribe button because of this YouTubey something or others, something something important. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
Welcome back. You know what I did? Such an idiot. I didn't plug my mic in when I did all the intros. Yeah, I know. Just shake your head and sigh. That's all I do. I'm going to just show you. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of it, because I can't see what you're seeing, but that's how much of the crochet blanket I've done so far. 101 rows, but I'm having to add 4 more. Yes, 4 more. I've got 525, which means I need 105 rows, so I've got to add 5 more rows. And I thought, well, while I do that, we're going to have a little chat. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about or pick up on was the Beaumont children. Now, I don't want people getting all upset or depressed about it all. I just want to give you the update that sadly the search unveiled nothing. So we are still, as a country, left in dismay and not knowing what happened. Although it has been said that the revitalization of interest has probed some people's memories, and some more information has come out. So fingers crossed, we might still yet get some more information. So, and I'm going to have to find another colour because I've just recently used that one. Now I'll use it again. Okay, so I've just picked 4 colours to add: a blue, a cream, a dark green, and a clarity red colour. I think I'll start with the dark green today, or first I should say. Alright, so enough about the Beaumonts. Like I say, don't want to bring anybody down. It was just an update, and in a way sad update, but also positive vibes coming from it. Now, I also wanted to talk to you about what's going on with me and yarn bath. Only a little one though, more yarn not. I'm pretty excited actually. I'm really looking forward to next month, April, because I'm starting a new collaboration with Jules from Jules Crafts, and she and I are going to embark on what we so far have dubbed, or she has dubbed, adventure socks. Allow me to explain. Alright, hang on, let me have a look. I have this book that almost knocked me out. And at the back of this book, right at the very back, where is it? Are flipped pages. So you basically can flip through. You can choose a cuff, a leg, and a foot, and a toe. And you can mix and match. So I asked Jules if I showed the book initially, and then she went out and got the book. She loved the look of the book so much. She thought, oh, I want to go and get that book, and so she did. And then when I found out she had the book, I thought, wow, we could do something with this. And I said to her, do you want to do a little collab where we get our sock books? I think there's about 20 of each. I said, and we can like roll the dice or pick out numbers or ask Siri in our phone, whatever, give us a number between 1 and 20, and we'll do that part of the socket and make a sock. And at the end of the month, we'll just come back again. We might come, I don't know, we may be able to do one in the middle, just showing progress. That's up to, for Jules and I guess, to work out what we're going to do in that respect. They will all be lives. And at the end of the month, we'll come and hopefully have completed the socks, and we will show you the socks. And, maybe, I don't know, maybe you can vote on which one you thought did the better job with colour-wise. That won't be me. I'm terrible at picking colours. I usually just go with, variegated and just hope for the best. But yeah, you can just sort of, follow us along, maybe learn some new, sort of stitches, or get some ideas for some socks. And, hopefully, nattering and chattering, have a bit of fun as well. So that's coming up very early in April. We need to probably do that on the 2nd of April or something, or 3rd, or whatever. But got to talk to Jules about that and make sure that, that suits her okay as well. She mentioned calling it something adventure socks, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the word before adventure was. But then I thought, just about 5 minutes ago, I picked up the book and I thought, we could call them the flipping adventure socks, because we have to flip the pages to, discover what we're going to make. But anyway, I'm really excited for that collab. That should be a lot of fun, because Jules is a really fun woman, and very talented too. She got a lot, if you go to her page, her channel, you will see that she does lots and lots of different things on her page, and sometimes her son comes and helps her, and they do like tastings, and she does some cooking sometimes. She does sewing, I think. She does crochet, knittings, I think sewing. I'm sure I've seen her sew something. Yeah, and then she does the cooking sometimes, and yeah, worth having a look. There's a good variety there, and like I say, when her son comes on, he is just he's funny. I love him. He's so sweet, and he does a taste. She had him. I think one of them was she'd gotten 3 or 4 brands, or 2 or 3 brands of cocoa, I think it was, or a chocolate drink of some kind, and he had to try and find this specific brand, and I think he did. I think he picked the right one, so well done you. Luke is his name. Yeah, he's a great little additive to the videos. I love it when Luke comes on and does stuff. What else has he done? He's done taste tests, and oh, isn't it awful? You know in your own mind you've seen something, and you know you've had a laugh and all the rest of it, and then you cannot for the life you remember what it was all about. Is that age? Am I getting old? Don't answer. I don't. I already know the answer. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, but let's see what else have I got coming up in April. Mostly a lot of the usuals. We've got Battle of the Stitches is I'm doing that again for the month of April. The stitch in what's the word I'm thinking of? No, I can't. Being used is griddle stitch, which is also known as the lemon peel stitch. And I had not, to be honest, I'd done neither the griddle nor the lemon peel stitch, so it was new to me. I have done the Suzette stitch, which is similar but different. So, you know, I sort of knew what to expect, but it's a lovely close worked, or close, I was going to say close knit, but it's not, it's a close crocheted fabric. So, you know, great for, you know, things that you don't want, you know, a lot of holes in, you know, pot holders or trivets, yeah, trivets, and that sort of thing. So, we've got the griddle stitch in the Battle of the Stitches, so I'm eager to see what everyone's going to come up with for that in April. April, Jules is joining in on that, so is Beth from Melody Crochet. Of course, Teresa from Critters Crochet is doing it, and Heather from Strings and Things. I think I've got that wrong again. Pause. Yep, you don't get it wrong. I get it wrong every single time, and I just cannot apologize enough, Heather, that I keep getting it wrong. I'm getting the first part right now. So, you know, strings and threads is Heather's channel. Beth's channel is Melody Crochet Nook. Then you've got Critters Crochet, which is Teresa, and Jules Crafts, which is Jules. And then there's me. But next month, or April, Beth's daughter is going to join in. So that'll be big. That'll be great. But young blood joining us to do some crochet, and I love to see that. I love to see the young people showing that it's not all just an old person's, you know, pastime. You know, anyone can do it. So that's good. So there'll be 6 of us in April. I can't wait for it until there's at least 9 of us, and then we can be like, you know, what's that show called? Celebrity Squares, or, you know, the Brady Bunch. And doing all that stuff. That'll be fun. So, yep, if you want to join in with Battle of the Stitches at any stage, you can email Teresa or Heather to join. I will put their channel links and their email links in the description box, so that you can email them to say that you would like to join. You know, they actually can tell you what the stitches are you know, I think there's even a video that's telling you which stitch they're going to use for which month right up until December. So, you know, if there's a particular stitch you do not want to do, or pattern you don't want to use, then you can, you know, bypass that month and go to the next one. So yeah, that's worth getting involved in. I've got to say, it's been a lot of fun. You know, it doesn't take a lot of time either. Some people might think, oh, it must be really difficult doing all these challenges. The socks, yes, I got to admit, the socks are going to be a very big challenge for me, because I have been trying to knit one pair of socks a month, and so far I have done that, with the exception of this month. I didn't knit a pair, I crocheted a pair. But then I think it was, did I knit 2 last month? Oh, I can't remember. I sent some off, so I can't remember how many I did do. But anyway, so, but, you know, apart from the sock adventures, I think most of the things are very easy. Well, not easy. I mean, easy is not a very good word to use. I would say they are short, or shorter than you might imagine. For example, my first month of doing stitches, Battle of Stitches, I made a very simple poncho in a very simple pattern, because you have to use the stitch of the month, and the stitch of the month at that time was the wide half double crochet, and I love half double crochets, and I you know, that's what I'm actually using that on the blanket. So yeah, that's what I made, and I finished it in a few days. The second thing I made was a scarf. Was it like a pocket hole? No, not a pocket hole, scarf. I can't remember what they call them. But it was a scarf, and I folded over the end and just sewed it, so there was like a little tube, and then you just wrap it around your neck, and then you feed pinhole scarf. I can't remember. Anyway, so I made that, and that, once again, that was the wide double crochet, I think, and that only took me you know, a few hours, couple of days, whatever. Well, this month next month I've already finished next month's, because you can actually make it ahead of time, because you know what the stitch is going to be ahead of time. It's very easy to take part. You do three videos of your own, and then the last one is alive with everybody in it. The first video we do is actually just doing a tutorial for the stitch, to show everybody the stitch, what the stitch is. The second week is just like a sneak peek, so you just show, like, you know, this is what I'm making, can you guess what it is, sort of thing. And then the third week is the reveal, and you show people what it is you've actually made, and then everybody gets to vote on what they liked best, and then you can you know, you can vote for a week, or if on months with more than 4 weeks in, sorry, you get an extra bit of time for voting. And then usually in the last week of the month, at some point in the month, last week we do a live. We find out who got the most votes, and then wheel is spun, and whoever voted and said that they voted goes in a draw for the project that won. I hope that makes me clear. But once again, I'm going to put links in the description box, and there's some very detailed videos on how to, you know, join Battle of Stitches on those channels. Or if you just email them and say, look, what's this Battle of Stitches all about? Can you tell me more? you know, they'll very happily let you know more, or they'll send you a link to the direct video about the challenge, as it were. So yeah, like I say, I've already finished. It is so quick and easy. You know, you can do, the idea is you come up with your own pattern, your own design. So you come up with something, you know, you don't necessarily go and look for a pattern with that stitch in. You use that stitch to just make something. And when we say design something, I mean, you know, if it's a washcloth, you're not exactly designing it, because it's just a square, if you know what I mean. But you're making something without following an actual pattern. And that's what it's all about. It's all about having a go and, you know, having a bit of fun. And believe me, we do have fun. You know, working out what everyone's made and all the rest of it. So that's always fun. And of course, the other big challenge I usually do of the month is the hooker versus hooker. Sadly, this month hasn't been a great month for me, but pish posh, you don't need to know, and you probably don't want to know all, you know, all the ins and outs. So we'll just say that I didn't actually, I started off to sort of, I drew what I was going to make, and I came up with like a little design, and then, you know, I mean, I've still got 4 or 5 days, so who knows, I might still be able to do something, but it'll be on a much smaller scale than what I had initially wanted to do. So who knows, I might still be able to do something if things improve. So, but hooker versus hooker is always fun. I think is it this Saturday they're doing the reveal for what they all made? So it's like, and then we all get to vote. Everybody who's in the chat gets to vote as to, you know, who made the best item. And I mean, there's no prize. It's all for fun. All these challenges are just really for fun. They're just sort of to get the community together, to have a bit of a laugh, have a chat, and all the rest of it. And, you know, hopefully sort of get some inspiration maybe, and, you know, and see that, well, you know what, yeah, I probably could do that. You know, that doesn't look as hard as it, you know, I thought it would be, and all the rest of it. So, time will tell. So, yeah, worth watching on, I believe it's Saturday in the US, and because I'm pretty sure I watch it on a Sunday. It's my little Sunday morning treat. I usually get Uber or DoorDash or one of those to deliver me a nice coffee and maybe, I don't know, toasted sandwich or something like that. And I sit there and watch it and just, you know, cry laughing, because it is lots of fun most of the time with the ladies. Now, if you want to join in on hooker versus hooker, you can be a content creator or a subscriber, and you only need to do 2 lives. So you do need to be willing to go live on camera, you know, with the other people. You're not going on live by yourself, so you don't need to panic. You go live twice. The first time to be up there on screen so people can see who you are, and they tell you what colours you need for the project, and then they tell you what the project is that they are wanting you to make. And then the second time is when you come back with your project to show everybody, so everybody can vote. They are running low on subscribers, so please put your name in. Once again, okay, this month was a bit of a flop for me. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but you know what, I still might. And it's one of those things, a bit like the Battle of the Stitches as well, hooker versus hooker. You could do it really in the, you know, once you find out what the colours are and the project is, it's something that you could sort of like decide what you're going to do, you know, bang it out in a few days, and, you know, you got the rest of the month to relax and wait for the reveal day. So I will also link Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, and Jan, who is an Alaskan crafter. I'll put them in the description box. The description box is going to be very, very busy today. So that if you, and I'll even put that email in there as well. So, you know, there's an email. If you email them and say, hey, I'm a subscriber, I'd like to be, you know, well, they call the contestants victims. So you can say, I would like to be a contestant, or you can tell them you would like to be a victim. Or you know, even if you just want to be a picker, which means you get to pick the colours and the, and/or project. You know, if that's all you want to do, if you don't want any more involvement than, you know, picking the colours and whatnot, then that's great too. They they need, you know, they would love more people, especially subscribers. Although the podcasters are starting to sort of, they're getting through them, because the podcasters, we can only like compete once, and we can only be a picker once, and then once we've picked the colours and taken part once, we have to wait until everybody else has taken part and picked the colours and whatnot before we can actually go back into the draw again. So I'm going to change my name when I'm finally, you know, so I can go back in. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. So I'll put the information for that in there as well. Oh dear, so what else is happening? What have I got on my little notes? Decade Divas. That's another challenge I'm doing. But Decade Divas, whereas the other challenges I'm doing in April are all monthly things, Decade Divas is one project, one video, that's it. And it doesn't start until like September or October. And the idea is you've got to come up with something in the 70s that was sort of, you know, not necessarily an inspiration to you, but something that, you know, reminds you of the 70s. Something that, you know, if you were a kid in the 70s, you know, what did you love most about the 70s? You know, did you wear bell bottoms? Perhaps you might want to crochet a pair of bell bottoms. You know, anything like that's the sort of thing. But I mean, you might just want to make something using, you know, all the color schemes of the 70s. It was, you know, really big in the 70s. You know, you might want to go along down the music path. You might have a favorite song from the 70s, and you might want to, I don't know, make an amigurumi of the singer, or maybe you want to reproduce the album cover, you know, in a square picture design or something. There's so much you can do, and you've got so many months to get it done. You've got April, May, June, July, August. 5 months to get something done, and it doesn't have to be a big thing, and that's going to be fun as well. I think currently they've got around 36 people who have joined in, and yeah, so they're going to do it over, you know, like I think start in September, and they're going to do it over those September and October. So you will find that you know, you might not be given a date until mid-October before you have to post your video. And you post the video on your own channel, and you know, you use the hashtag, I think the hashtag is just Decade Divas, and you post a video, It can be 5 minutes long, it can be an hour long. It's entirely up to you how you want to present your item. If you want to come up and say, you know, I made this ball because this ball reminds me of when I used to play, you know, hockey in the 70s. Okay. No worries. Well, you know, I don't know if you'd get, I don't know if that would pass as something, but you know what I'm getting at. The other beauty is, of course, you can schedule it. So, you know, you might sort of, normally you might find, no, look, October is just a mad month for me. I'm Halloween crazy. I love Halloween. I'm going to be doing something for Halloween every day of the month. I haven't got time to do a Decades Divas video. Not a problem. Do the video in June or July or August, and schedule it to be to go up to upload on the date that you're given to post your video. The idea is they're hoping, I think, to have, you know, one person every day for, you know, however long it takes to get through all the videos. So like I said, they've got 36 people so far. So you've got until, I think, the end of the 30th of March, or is it the 31st of March? You can always email them and ask them, you know, about it. But that, you know, I'll try and remember to put the email in for Decade Divas. That's Shannon from the Spooniestitcher's baby, but she does it with Teresa. It's sort of a collab with Teresa from Critters Crochet. So that email will already be in there for Battle of the Stitches. So that's just another, you know, just another contact for you. The Spooniestitcher, Shannon. A remarkable woman, really a very remarkable young woman. Very talented and funny, and I suspect if she wasn't a spoonie, she would be an actress, because she is phenomenally great at portraying, you know, like putting herself forward. And, you know, I stumble all over my words and things, and not her. She's great. She just loves movies, loves, you know, all the old movies in particular. She loves, like, Alfred Hitchcock movies, which I love too. So we have that in common. And then the other day she said she did, and there was something else, and I said, oh, wow, I love that too. You know, and it's just so funny, you know, the things, you know, we have quite a bit in common of things, but very, very talented young woman, and she really, you know, is worth joining for Decade Divas. It's just going to be such fun. Teresa and her, you know, came up with this a little while ago, and last year they did, I think they did, every day they did something, so that got a bit much, and that's why they decided this time around they're going to get more people and just say, just do one thing for one day. If you want to do 5 projects all on one video, fine, that's okay. They don't mind if you want to do 5, but they want at least one from you, please, if you are going to join. And you get to talk about, you know, why it's meaningful to you, or why you made it, why it reminds you of the 70s, if it's not an obvious thing, and all the rest of it. And yeah, so very much another challenge that is going to be very, very fun, and good for the channel too, because it's going to get a lot of exposure. There's going to be a lot of other channels involved. I mean, there's going to be, you know, other than yourself, or, you know, in my case, other than me, there's going to be 35 other channels involved in doing this collaboration. And in each video, they will use the hashtag of Decade Divas, so that's going to, you know, lead back to Teresa and the Spooniestitcher, but it's also going to lead to you. and your name is going to be listed in every video. All the contestants are going to be listed there. So it really gets you a lot of exposure. So if you're just starting out, or you know, you're already established, it doesn't matter. You know, join up just for a little bit of fun. I actually came up with my idea and what I want to do, and now I've just I give myself a headache now because I just don't know how I'm going to make it. I started off trying to make it small. That's not going to work. I think it's going to have to be like big for it to really work, or be easy for me to work it. So lots of fun as well. And yes, you do have to keep it a secret, so I'm not telling you. You have to wait until September or October. But again, another, you know, I just like doing lots. I like things, I like challenges that make me think. Like my recent Battle of the Stitches. Oh, I just sat here literally for hours looking at a big pile of unraveled yarn where I'd pulled out what I was going to make for the 5th time, and kept thinking, what am I going to make? And it finally, boom, did hit me, and I went, and I got finished in like a few hours, and was very, very pleased to get that done and out of the way. And the video is sort of half made, and just has to be, you know, scheduled now. So that's, you know, that's already done, and it's not even April yet. So, you know, I like to get ahead, but I also love the challenges because they do make me think, and they do make me, you know, think outside the box. You know, it's like I was, you know, was saying before, you know, on another video. What have I got going here? Huge knot. I've done something. You could just, with this Battle of the Stitches, you know, you could just do a washcloth every month with the stitch. I mean, it's not going to be very exciting for you, but I guess I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing a washcloth every month, or a scarf every month, or, you know, whatever. But it is nice to sort of think, well, what, oh, I've got a knot. You know, what can I do with this? That's sort of a bit different, that they won't be able to guess. That's what I keep thinking of. I keep thinking, okay, what shall I make? And then when you come to do your reveal, you're like, what bit shall I show them? And hopefully confuse them. So that's always a bit of fun. So also April is going to be my month for making my socks, crochet socks that I'm designing. And I went down a rabbit hole like you would not believe. It wasn't a rabbit hole, it was a full-on warren. And I'm telling you, I went in and out, around the corners, up and down. I went everywhere with this rabbit hole, following what I was trying to find. And I think I finally found it. I think I finally worked out the stitch. So I'm hoping that April will be the month that I actually make design my first pair of crocheted socks. And I'm so hoping that if they work out well, they will be the sort of socks that can go inside shoes. You know, there's a lot of crochet slippers and there's a lot of crochet bed socks out there. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're all great. But I want to make something like Olga Poltava made with her, what's it, Perfect Crochet Socks or something, I think it's called, pattern. You know, she can wear them inside boots, and so they're not just for what's the word I'm thinking, bed. They're not for bed socks or whatever like that. They are for actually going inside of shoes. So that's my aim anyway, to have her make some socks that are sort of comfortable, like knitted socks, that are thin enough and comfortable enough to wear inside a shoe, you know, so they can't be bulky at all. But yeah, they also have to be, you know, sized well in order to fit and accommodate. So when I do the sock, if I do the sock and nail it, that's when you'll see it. You won't see it until then. You won't see it until I've decided that I've actually nailed it. And then I'm literally going to have one only. I'll show you the sock, and then I'll do a tutorial bit by bit, showing you how I did each part, and I will show you how you can size each part, because I'm not going to do a pattern. I'm not going to know how to size it at all, so it's going to be one of those that'll be toe up, and you have to work at, you have to just try it on your foot every few rows to see if you need to increase or not. And that's, you know, that's hopefully the way it will work. So we're really looking forward to that as well. So if that doesn't sound like enough for April, bearing in mind I have already finished my Battle of the Stitches project, so that's one thing out of the way. What else have I? Yeah, I mean, on top of all that, I've got at least 2 or more new stitches for crochet tutorials coming out for beginners. One of them will be the griddle stitch, so it will be sort of a repeat of my Battle of the Stitches tutorial, but I'm going to slow it down a bit, go into a little bit more detail, so that the newer crocheter is able to follow along a little bit better. With the Battle of the Stitches one, it's very much, you know, do this, do this, do this, do this, boom, you're done. Whereas I like to take a little bit more time, slow it down a little bit if I'm doing a video for beginners. But I thought, well, I may as well do the griddle stitch. So I'm going to do that for the crocheters. I'm also going to do, what was the other stitch? Oh yeah, I'm going to show all the newbies how to do the treble, which is the word used in the US for the stitch. In the UK it's called a double treble. And then that will be sort of the last of their sort of lessons, and then I'm just going to go into different various stitches. I'll also go into increasing and decreasing as well as time goes past, and occasionally do what I have been doing and throwing in a tutorial for a project, so that you can use the skills you've hopefully picked up from the tutorials. So with the knitting, you know, I did the cast-ons, the cast-offs, I did the increases, the decreases, and I did several stitches, and then I did the tutorial for a knitted shawl. With the crochet, I'm going to start off sort of small and simple. We probably, I think I've already done a dishcloth with the crochet, but I might do another one, or maybe make it a table runner or a scarf instead. But yeah, I'm just going to try and implement those things. With the knitting tutorials, continuing those as well. Going to be doing this, or next month, next month, April, going to do knitting in the round, showing you newbies, even, or if maybe you've been knitted for years but never knitted in the round, they're doing a tutorial on how to knit in the round, and once I've done that tutorial showing you how to knit in the round, I'm going to come up with a pattern, and I'm going to do a design of some form probably, and we'll knit a cowl in the round. So something really simple and easy to implement all the techniques and stuff we've already learnt. So that's April. Now, if that's not enough, how do I get myself into these things? Most of my projects that I will be making, whether it be the socks or the cowl or the shawl or my Battle of the Stitches project or my Hooker versus Hooker project, or no, I think I will keep my Decade Divas project, but most of the projects I will be making will be going to charity, and I'm hoping to get a lot more charity stuff done again this year, because in past years I have always given to charity, but since starting the channel I've noticed that I've sort of become too involved in doing the channel to make stuff for charity. So I thought, well, I can combine them. There's nothing stopping me. Like if I make a load of washcloths, I can donate those to charity. If I make baby blankets, which I will be doing, I can donate those to charity. In between what you see me making on the channel, I will be also making other stuff, I hope, that I can give to charity, as well as my grandson, who is due on the 18th of May. I'd like to make him, I've already made him some booties and a duck toy and a couple of hats and something else. I can't even remember what it is now, but I've already made him a few things, but I'd like to make him a few Christmassy things, because I'm still knitting my daughter a jumper for Christmas. Can you see why? I know. If I were to watch this back and listen to what my plans were, I'd probably want to put a bucket on my head and hit it with a hammer until I knock some sense into myself. So I'm not going to play it back. I know it all sounds like so much and so daunting with all the challenges, but the challenges really are, for me, because I'm sort of housebound, they really are usually 1 or 2 or 3 at the very most day project, and that's at the, the very most, and then the rest of the time, I can be getting on doing something else for charity, or whatever the case may be. So it all sounds very daunting. I know it sounds daunting to me as I've just explained it all, but so maybe I shouldn't be asking people to subscribe, because that just makes me have to add more rows to my blankets. 4 rows I'm adding, so then I'll be up to date again. I don't know for how long, we will see, but it's all part and parcel of just keeping my mind busy. The busier my mind is, the happier I tend to be, because I forget everything else that's going on, and yeah, it's always fun to forget what, you know, the bad stuff that's going on, isn't it? Don't you find? Well, okay, I've actually finished one of 4 rows on the crochet blanket, and I've talked your ear off, and I'm actually getting a bit of a sore throat, and I do still have many tutorials to finish, because you may notice I'm wearing the same thing as I was in a lot of other videos. It's the same light shadow in the background, because I'm doing about 5 or 6 videos in one day, in just bits and pieces. So so that's how I deal with it. That's how I deal with the channel. And, you know, I do all these bits and pieces, and I have 1 or 2 days where I do, you know, loads and loads of videos, and I schedule them all, and then I've got lots of time then to really get stuck into lots of other things, and I can watch all the people that I'm subscribed to, because I do like to support those who support me. So yeah, I'm gonna cut my yarn. I'm gonna put on another color. I'm gonna say goodbye. I think I've discussed everything that I was going to discuss. I hope you managed to stay till the end again. I know I do tend to waffle and blabber on, but hopefully you stay with me. And if you have stayed with me and you've liked what you've seen or heard, please just hit that like button, and the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And don't forget, if you are a subscriber, you could win the blanket, because that's what's happening with the blanket. 1 row for every 5 new subscribers. It will be 200 rows probably when I'm finished with it, plus a border which I have to do, and then we're going to work out who won, and I'm sending it to that person. It'll have to be one of the 1,000 subscribers, because I won't be finishing the blanket until it's 200 rows, which is 1,000 subscribers. So help me get there, and you know, you can have a 1 in 1,000 chance of winning the blanket. Okay. Yeah, I need to go. I need a drink. I need to drink because I haven't got one. Anyway, please take care, and till next time, have fun and try and behave. Bye for now.